All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the B.D.O. Saloon for the 12th, 13th of April. 12th, 13th. We're actually early.
Is it 4:20 yet?
45 minutes till the 13th.
Time. I don't know what day. We record at midnight. It's always hard to tell what day it is. It probably doesn't even matter what day it is because it's not the day it comes out.
It's Doctor Strange Day. True. Let's go with that. Yeah, all right.
I guess it's still a holdover from when we used to stream.
We should do that again. That was fun.
Yeah, well, do we have streaming? I don't know if the streaming software on this ever since they cleared it out.
We'll double check later.
I think the software should. I think they just cleared out like project files.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So, as always, your host will be Bernard Izzy.
I'm Harpy.
Gotten.
I'm DG. And I'm Don Cabron.
We're all back together.
Yeah.
Together.
What happened to our intern? What happened to him?
He's okay. He's in the basement.
Yeah. Next to, should I?
No.
No.
Don't mention her in recording anymore.
All right, so one thing I do have to apologize for right off the bat is we did get really late with these last two episodes. We had a lot of tech issues. One, we also lost our camera, so this episode as well, we're not going to have any video.
Yeah, I shouldn't have had that peyote.
Yeah, it was peyote desert sand seas, apparently.
Sand seas?
Sand seas. There was an ocean inside of the sea.
You ate the hard drive.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It was golden.
You ate the hard drive.
Is that how you get
warm.
land sharks?
Don't get weird.
Street sharks.
Street sharks?
Street sharks.
Vin Diesel?
That's how you get
Awesome.
spice, man. That's how you get spice.
Hand shark.
Dude, don't make me send you the
It's like
spice mine.
Spice melange.
Spice melange.
By the way, so pardon our dust. We are trying to get everything back together, but we did lose a lot of our equipment.
All the time.
We do, on the down low, this isn't our real job. We do rent a lot of this equipment, so we don't always have access to the same equipment.
All the time.
All the time.
Except for the microphone.
Sometimes.
Well, most of the time.
Most of the time.
We keep our penises. Those are ours.
I don't know where you were going with that.
Sir, are they detachable or something? Oh, they could be.
Is yours?
What?
Wait, what?
Are they not supposed to be?
Anyway, let's go from one very disappointing thing to another. Indy 5.
Indy 5. All right, guys. So I'm going to start this podcast on a low note.
More indie movie news.
Okay. Hello. Just get on with it. Basically, there's some rumblings going on. This dude, I think his name is Frank Marshall, I believe. He oversees the production of Indiana Jones and everything going on within it. He kind of let loose some details as far as what Indy 5 could entail. Nothing plot specific except that the new film is going to be a quote-unquote continuation of the Crystal Skull. I don't know how you guys felt about that movie, but take that as you will. We're going to get a little bit more information from that. Now, in my opinion, I say this is the first time an indie film has continued on a story. Each story before was its own standalone film, its own arc, with some cameo things here and there. But this is the first time that you have a direct continuation of a story or plot. We'll have more aliens, I believe. So move over religion. We're going into aliens.
I would say my voice is cracked hard. No, but I would say Indy 5, the Crystal Skull, was probably the first one to kind of do that because it is the one that pulled them, Indy 4. So Crystal Skull is the first one that kind of did that because it did pull a lot of its stuff from the other ones, like
That's
the
true.
whole son, and wife and all that kind of bullshit. So,
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
they've always kind of nodded back to each other, but it seems like what they started with this one, if it is a continuation, it wouldn't make sense for them to just continue a story arc. I just hope he dies.
Was that one of our theories? Was
Jesus.
that one of our hopeful theories? Hey, I'm down for that.
The
Totally
problem
good
with the indie story and the fact that Harrison Ford is an actual living human being
Is that
is that he's too damn old.
he is? He had received how many injuries on the set of Star Wars?
He broke his leg.
He broke his leg.
He
And then he
almost
got
died in a plane crash.
And he survived. Get
Show
off
me
my
some of it.
plane. There you go.
He got off his own plane.
Get off my plane.
What does
me.
that remind me? It reminds me of such an Adam West thing. Like it's something like he would do to himself. I'm off my own plane. But anyway, yes. Yes.
Anyone else think anything? I don't know. What do you think about them continuing Crystal
LaBeouf.
Skull?
They're going to continue that because I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. That big thing. LaBeouf is going to be back. If this is true.
fucking
Is it going to be just as
LaBeouf
fucking
is going to
crazy?
be back, and LaBeouf may or may not be technically the next.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's gonna be
It's fine. We let it.
something.
We knew it was coming.
I don't know what it's gonna be.
Not the Indiana Jones.
They could always recast him. Like that's not unheard of.
Oh,
Recast
let me
him.
pull up Chris Pratt.
If he becomes the new Indy, we can look forward like 15 years from now, him watching all of his movies in the theater.
And still falling
Indy,
asleep. through
yeah,
most
and still
of
falling asleep with the Indy movies.
He enjoyed a couple of them.
He's gonna get like 2
He
hours
fell
of sleep.
during Transformers, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's gonna get 2 hours of sleep during his movie.
I don't know. Indy 4 was weird. I hated it more because of what it did to Indiana Jones. The movie itself was kind of meh.
It was an okay until it just, some of the
Was it the monkey scene?
so what?
some of the points were just too ridiculous, even for an indie film.
Was it the monkey swinging scene that killed it for you?
No,
That wasn't the worst. Was it the fridge?
The fridge was stupid.
The fridge was stupid. The monkey swinging scene absolutely murdered it for me.
Did Mythbusters try to do something where they try to prove that could happen, like as far as surviving a fridge, or did anybody try to debunk that?
I think
Nah, I don't think
Mythbusters tried and they said no.
No.
Kinda like
you,
no.
you would be liquid.
So what did they do to him that you don't like?
A fridge.
I guess it was just the whole alien thing kind of threw it off. Like the whole mysticism thing was always kind of weird to begin with, but it was always kind of skeptical / like there was other factors, but the alien thing kind of made it weird. I didn't like Shia LaBeouf really at all at the time. It was during that time he wasn't doing very good films because he's made some good films since and he's made good stuff before. It was just like during that era where maybe he wasn't caring or something.
Or just
He had that Transformer money.
Yeah, maybe he needed the
money.
money. I don't know. Like and it was a little too cartoony for me. I think like the other ones were a little more.
The monkey
No.
swinging.
No, they were really cartoony.
The
really
monkey swinging one.
They were,
Maybe just with time, I don't remember the other ones being that cartoony.
The dad did
just
take
short
down.
round, like falling all over the place and like
Yeah.
tripping
That is
everything.
true.
The dad
That's
took
true.
down a plane with a flock of birds and an umbrella.
That's right. He did this.
Yeah, and then the
I
birds
guess
flew
it's-
into the plane.
My most memorable scenes are always the ones where like the guy's doing the whole sword thing and he just
And
shoots him in the
shoots him.
face.
Decapitation by spinning plane.
Yeah.
Gee,
That's believable.
that's why I always saw that.
I
That's
worked-
very
was the
slowly
best one.
spinning plane.
See,
I work at an airport. That shit actually happens.
Okay.
People get sucked in.
Yeah.
that and what
it's-
makes
it's-
it believable is he's a giant Nazi.
Well,
Like a giant Nazi.
anything bad happening to a Nazi is always 100% a-okay.
Why did I get the headphones back?
I don't know.
that's always felt the Temple of Doom, in my opinion, was the strongest film out of the entire series.
By being the funniest.
It was fucking funny, but it was more of a swashbuckler kind of film,
Well,
adventure.
yeah, because it's a prequel. It's him before
It
he
is,
can.
it is.
He gains his full conscience.
Conscience.
In Temple of Doom.
Yep.
When he sees he has the treasure, he has fortune and glory in his
And he
hands,
fucking lost
and all he had to do is then walk away.
Here you go.
Walk away. Looks down the pit, sees the kids.
But there's also that's where they kind of hint at mysticism, like you said. But in the other movies, there was a direct in your face. This is fucking heaven and hell arc, and then you got the Last Crusade. Holy shit, the cup. But Temple of Doom, it's like he could have imagined in a way. The whole Kalima ripping out of the heart. I mean, he was taking drugs. Like there was a lot of stuff going in the air.
Why can't you have both in the same universe?
But I'm not saying you have to. You can. It's just that film did a better job at hinting at it than directly saying it's there, like it exists in this
The
world.
guy ripped out a heart.
With his bare hand.
There was a lot of
It
drugs
was
going on.
subtle.
Man.
It was a subtle.
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
subtle
It was
ripping
a
of the.
subtle-
Subtle ripping of the heart
But
burst
that's-
into flames.
I'm just saying you could soak someone in very hot water and it will loosen their skeleton.
Yeah.
That's how you get through.
But
You just soak them in hot and boiling water for about 7 to 8 hours. Throw in a clove of garlic,
Right.
a pinch of salt.
Gotcha.
You can't forget the pepper.
Right. Well, is it cracked or whole clove? I mean, of the pepper.
it's
Crack.
Cracked. Okay, that's what I thought. Wasn't sure.
Yeah, and then
But I'm writing it down. That's the important thing here.
once you do all that, you spin them around, leave them in there.
Right.
Maybe overnight, like
Okay.
7 hours minimum.
Nice simmer.
overnight if
Simmer.
you really want to get that good simpleness and just force your hand in there
There
and
you
pull
go.
it out. I don't know. I don't know.
Do
what
you
it
have a
was about the
shortcut
last
head
one.
recipe on the side?
I have no idea. I didn't like the last film all that much. That probably is just why I hated it.
It was weird.
It was not
There's like nothing wrong with putting aliens in there. Honestly, it's just it was weird on how they did it because the other 3 films are all about religion.
Drink some soda.
It's fine.
It's 2 sodas.
Fine.
But what about
one, and
aliens?
he owes me one.
Yeah. So what's wrong with aliens? They just didn't do it right, basically.
Yeah, but you had other complaints with the movie, right?
Well, yeah.
There was a lot of things. Like the fridge thing was definitely one of the ones that was like that's like super dumb.
So I think the aliens is just a symptom of what was actually going wrong, and they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah,
they wrote
like again, like looking back at it, I think the worst thing the movie could have done is it was a meh movie.
Yeah,
and that
I've never watched it, but yeah, it's a bad movie.
It was.
I would say I wouldn't even say it was a bad film. It was just a meh film, and that killed it for me because I kind of held the old ones in high regard. Yeah, and that's probably what it was. It was just this is something I loved, and now it's just kind of meh. Which will eventually happen to everything. Everything will end up in meh.
Everything fades.
Blade Runner has always everything stood up on its own.
No, but if I mean, like in a series, like if it comes out, like eventually it'll go into like Fast and Furious has been going on an upward swing, but eventually it's gonna get to the point where people are like, man, it's just fucking cars.
It's been
flying through
for me
space.
for years.
Well, I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. Cars in space. Come on, think about it, man. Machete has fucking machetes with lightsabers and shit.
One. It's not a machete with a lightsaber. It's a lightsaber machete. Okay.
Or just light machete.
But in space. Everything's cooler in Jason, the leprechaun, they're all cooler in space.
You just used 2 of the worst examples.
I will mildly give you the Jason in space just because it was stupidly hilarious and it was made me laugh.
Funny.
Yeah. The leprechaun in space, the only thing that you could argue was okay was the crazy princess chick, and that's about it.
What about Hellraiser in space?
Oh wait, okay, that one had a point though. Like it actually worked.
No, okay, no, one he had many points.
But that actually worked. Okay,
it didn't actually work.
It worked.
No, it didn't actually work because the studio made them cut so much out and shove fucking Pinhead in so early for no reason. Because
sounds like it would have hurt the film.
I love the Hellraiser films, but the problem with that, was it 4 or
what? The one in space was 4.
Yeah, it's 4, right?
Part 3 was Hell on Earth.
Yeah, so 4. The reason they were trying to do like an entire backstory to Pinhead, but then they did test screenings, and because 3 didn't have Pinhead all that much, the focus groups. That movie was focus group to hell. They're like, no, we need Pinhead within the first 5 minutes, even if it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the story.
Pinhead kicks the door down.
And then it didn't. Like, the whole thing, it was supposed to be this cool, epic backstory, which it still would have been dumb. Don't get me wrong. It still would have been dumb.
The French backstory with the toy maker?
Yeah.
The Lemichard or something?
Wait.
What?
Are we still talking about Hellraiser or are we talking about Puppet Master?
No,
it sounded like it went straight to Puppet.
Were they supposed to cross over?
There's a French... That's
it's a French puppet master or French toy master that makes the perfect box that summons demons from hell.
Angelique, Sophia. That's where Angelique's character comes. She's recurring too. She's pretty hot.
So either way, that's I don't know how we got on this. Let's just move on to other things in space. So space. Rogue One trailer.
Right.
Dropped. It finally dropped.
Dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Or something, a little more.
That means it's bad.
Yeah.
The sack of potatoes good. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's fried French fries.
I mean, if there's nothing else.
Do they have potatoes in space?
Yeah, you could.
Martian
potatoes.
Fine. Martian brand potatoes. I'd buy those.
The movie The Martian. He grew potatoes. Martian potatoes.
Yeah, so Martian, the movie, was just literally about one guy alone with poop and potatoes.
Yep.
Space.
And
that is your entire story in a nutshell.
Too.
Otherwise, it's just his random thoughts.
He blew up several times.
Space Minecraft?
No, more Space MacGyver.
He doesn't make as many giant penises.
Okay.
Space MacGyver.
Yeah, see, Space MacGyver would have gotten himself back to Earth without any help.
And just some gum.
Yeah.
Fucking gum. All I need is some gum and some glue. Let's do this. And toothpaste.
And I have a rocket ship.
There you go.
So, Rogue One, guys. Back on top.
Right.
What do you guys think? Are you angry that the fact there's a girl as a lead character?
No.
No. I have more pressing matters.
I don't think anyone was actually angry because, like, I legit saw a lot of vocal dissent for, like, episode 7 with the Black Stormtrooper and Fast and Furious with Furiosa. I mean, not Fast and Furious. It's another story. Mad Max with Furiosa. So, like, I really didn't hear any dissent this time. It didn't seem like people really cared. It seemed like more people cared about the fact that she looked like Katniss.
She didn't even look like Katniss.
In the in shot?
She looks like Katniss, I think, from the last one where she's wearing the all black stuff.
If you squint really hard, I don't know.
She has like a weird brunette.
You can't say it, like every like brunette with like black armor on looks like Katniss.
Well, this one Twitter person said, "I can't believe both Rogue and Hunger Games have a brown-haired girl dressed in black. There's no originality left. Let's be angry."
Shut up.
Oh, he might have been sarcastic.
Yeah, I sense sarcasm here.
It could be snark there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the let's be angry that's like...
Honestly, how really detailed descriptive is that? Like a brown, brunette in black.
Trinity was she brown or black hair?
Brunette?
She was brunette, just the saturation.
Yeah.
Of the movie.
Yeah.
Who else was brunette? Leia.
She doesn't really wear black, but okay, fine.
On top.
Shut up.
Hit you.
What?
You made a Lando joke. All right, let's move.
Oh, that was a borderline JK.
Finn's parentage. Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, parentheses, guys.
Sorry.
What the fuck?
What just happened?
I was over it and then I left again.
Okay. So, really, what the fuck is her name? Really, Daisy? Really?
Daisy.
Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott.
No,
Rhythm and the
we're
Right.
not going Prometheus yet. What?
I said Rhythm and the Right.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley said she doesn't understand why people are up in arms or get so concerned about her parents. Because to her, she thought both... The unique thing about her and Finn is that they don't really have an ancestry in a way. Like, it's not important to know who her parents are. Neither of Finn's.
Yes, it is.
But that's what she says. Like, it's not important to the story.
That's what the movies are about. It's about parents.
Honestly, it's just about how one family from a backworld dump known as Tatooine screws up the Empire and the Republic several times over.
Fucks up a
Tatooine.
Generally
not
cooked out
Dantooine. Dantooine is nice. It's very nice.
Hold on.
It's a nice place.
Were you laughing so hard you had to pull out your inhaler?
Yeah, he did.
That's happened a couple times in the show. It's a good laugh.
Okay, next time you do it closer.
If it's almost J.K. Simmons laugh, then it's a good laugh.
I want to ask what that is, but
J.K. Simmons from
I know,
J.J.
I know that, but
he has a pretty hearty laugh. Not many people can do it.
All right, sure.
Anyway,
buddy.
But yeah, just a little side note. That's what she kind of wanted to experience, I guess, to talk about. Back to Rogue One.
Nah.
What do you guys think about the visuals?
It looks awesome.
The
Edwards.
lack of aliens and droids.
I don't really notice. It's a spy film.
Well, have you guys heard about what they want this film to be or what this film is supposed to be? You guys hear them talk about it?
Because it's Star Wars.
It's supposed to take a lot of inspiration from ground war films, kind of like
All right.
Saving Private Ryan
In space.
Okay, so so they're gonna get Tom Hanks to pee on someone's coat.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right.
Tom Hanks is still in this movie.
It's supposed to be along that kind of movie, like ground war. Everything's more brutal because you see the people getting squashed and fucked up. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna have
Delayed by sand
people cut in half because blasters are so hot they cauterize the wound.
Yeah.
Either way, but it's supposed to be a much more brutal film than the other ones because it's supposed to be the actual death you're seeing instead of just spaceships blowing up.
I can kind of see that because of that one kind of up tilt swing or sweep of the camera,
which was really cool.
When they showed a bunch of, I'm assuming, rebels running, towards the walkers. So and there's just like slightly bouncy camera, not too bad, slightly bouncy, and then up tilt, and then you see, yeah, that's gonna kill me.
That's why I really like. I'm a big cheerleader for this guy Gareth Edwards. Like I loved all of his films so far, even if it's just 3.
I will agree with you. He's pretty awesome. He just needs to show more monster.
That's long gone, man. That's an ex-girlfriend that doesn't need to be talked about on the table, man. We moved on to bigger things.
There is nothing bigger than Godzilla.
Death Star.
It's not a thing. I'm going to go with that because it's technically a machine.
Godzilla isn't taken down by a 2-meter wide hole. Okay.
Well, okay. So basically, what I'm saying is that they really picked a great choice of that because of the camera work you're talking about. Like he understands how to convey disaster.
He knows scale.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, he does.
All right, I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm still throwing out my slight complaint of not enough Godzilla in Godzilla.
That's okay.
No.
But
It's not a
that
fair complaint.
Are you afraid there won't be enough Death Star in Death Star movie?
Possibly.
There should literally be no Death Star in Death Star movie.
We've seen the Death Star.
They show it a bit, and they show, that I'm assuming they make it onto it to steal the plan somehow.
I wonder if it's gonna start off with the Death Star droid mouse thing.
Holy shit!
Just a POV view. Just put a little GoPro on it and just let it go through the hallways.
It's the exact same thing from the AT-AT battle scene, only instead it's people.
Have Simon Pegg in the back doing all the noises for the.
Is he in every movie now? Is he just a guy?
Yeah. Why not? Him and Nick Frost know how to do like all of the droid noises like by themselves. It's hilariously awesome.
Really?
Yes. That's how they became friends. They were just like hanging out, and then one stood like did the whole bip 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 bip, and that's how they became friends. Nick Frost.
Same thing as Family Guy. Instead of Michael Moore and Peter, it was these two guys in the stalls, and they're making droid noises.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So that's supposedly what the bottom looks like.
Yeah, kind of horse-like.
It looks like Joe Cool from the Camel.
Yeah, you know what? More Camel.
I'm really glad so many of them died.
Wow.
God, Jesus.
That's dark.
They helped the rebellion.
They're very terrifying to look at.
Well, they need nicotine after being
they're a noble race.
They're less.
They look. I'm gonna say they look like the people from Tank Girl.
Oh God!
Now I'm really glad they're
Tank
dead.
Girl, man.
They look less terrifying to look at than Wookiees, man. That's.
Well, yeah, the only good-looking Wookiee is Chewie, honestly.
Yeah.
But his grandfather, though, right? He was.
Oh Jesus Christ! What is wrong?
He was like, "Kill me, please."
I wish you died in the Clone Wars.
Either way, yeah, Rogue One. I think it looks good. I agree with you. I actually unlike a lot of people, I do like Gareth Edwards' work, especially the monsters. Godzilla was pretty decent.
Jellyfish sucks, man.
What else did he do?
That was just him. He did a bunch of commercials and industrial work before that.
So just monsters and Godzilla, right?
Just monsters and Godzilla. He had nothing to do with the second monster.
It's still kind of like the fear that he is a very new director, so he can still fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Because I think that happened to Trank. Trank really fucked shit up.
But did he have talent to begin with?
He did
It's arguable.
Chronicles, right?
I think that was more the story than it was direction, but that's just me.
Well, he had success with that, but after that, he never fucking last thing he did was Fantastic Four, right?
Fan Forster.
Whatever.
Fan Forster.
There's also
It's the end of the Fantastics.
Travolo, the one who did Safety Not Guaranteed. That was his very first movie, and then he did Jurassic World right after that. That was during the year that let's just pull these indie directors out and throw $100 million their way.
And that kind of worked.
Kind of. And then
not all the time.
Sometimes you're just not ready for a project.
Fan Forster.
Godzilla. I think that he was just not ready for that just yet. I'm just saying, unless it's the perfect film, it was
still
great.
It was still good.
It was just chicken was taken out too early.
I will say this: he didn't diminish Godzilla, which is the main mistake of the '98.
Shit, we went back on Gareth Edwards again.
Yeah,
about the trailer,
that's mostly I like Gareth Edwards' work. I think visually, at least, I'm gonna like this film.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about I'm kind of only getting into the extended universe now, and really only the current canonical extended universe. So I don't know too much about all that other stuff. I only know. That's decent. That's interesting stories. But I really only know what was in the films originally up until now. So I really can't speak to
Films and
a lot of
games.
this stuff. Some of the games as well, but like mostly me, I was mostly film
Okay.
because I never had a PlayStation or anything. So
What about
I
TV
really
shows?
access.
Did you catch up on the Rebels?
Rebels? I haven't watched Rebels yet. I need to sit down after I finish.
I heard it's actually pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
What's it on?
Disney XD.
Yeah.
The good Disney Channel, the one that puts all the good shows on there, like
Hmm.
The
Korra,
animated ones.
Avatar.
Is it animated?
Yeah, it's that 3D CG.
It looks
so.
it's
Like
it
Clone
looks like
It looks like Clone Wars.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Clone Wars is actually pretty good. I've been watching.
Movie
it
was
on
so bad.
Netflix.
Movie was horrible.
Movie was terrible,
Oh,
but
God.
the movie. I did some background research on it. It was supposed to be 4 different episodes that weren't even supposed to be fully stringed together. They were
So
supposed
it
to
was
be
one of those.
broken up throughout a season.
So it was one of those straight to DVD Disney movies that was actually a plug for a Disney TV show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay then.
What else did that?
Atlantis.
That's what it was.
TMNT also did that
Sitch.
too, right?
Huh?
TMNT, the new animated film.
Which
I remember
then
The
People
computer
did it.
animated one?
Yeah, the one that people didn't like all that much, but then they came with the TV show that was really good.
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1. That movie was a gateway into
Ow.
the show. That was not a
Was it
intentional
supposed to
plan.
be that way, or just it ended up that way?
That's kind of the opposite. SG-1 was already a thing, and the movie was the closing endpoint.
I thought the movie was the one that was a sequel to Stargate, and then the series came out right
The
after.
series was a sequel to Stargate.
Looking at this,
It was Stargate, then Stargate SG-1, then at the end of that series run was Stargate SG-1 Continuum, and then there was like 2 Splinter spin-offs. I know one was Stargate Atlantis, which was okay, had nice concept, and then it floundered.
And then
No pun intended.
I have never had any.
there was a Stargate.
I get the joke.
There was a Stargate on a starship.
Yeah, that's the other one.
That was weird.
Again, cool idea. Didn't get executed well.
We've gone completely off path. So Rogue One trailer, good,
Bring it
bad.
back. Bring it back.
good,
Very good.
good.
All right, so everyone loves it. Let's move on to
We should have a rating system like 2 burros or
burritos.
I've always thought about
Burritos?
that. I'm really, and this is just me personally. I don't really like the numbered system because I don't know.
These
Right,
aren't
so
numbers.
don't use
These are
numbers.
burritos.
Burritos.
You can eat burritos.
Or how about the
Burritos.
type of burrito? Because it's not good
Yeah.
or bad. It's just like, do you want this spicy burrito?
Yeah.
Or do you want,
The cheesy beefy
cheesy
one.
beef? QT burrito, like fast food burrito, or dine-in fucking Mexican cuisine burrito,
The 5-pound burrito in the Pearl in San Antonio. That's the best one because it's a burrito that's 5 pounds smothered.
We went to San Antonio and you never mentioned this.
We went to a steakhouse that kind of overrides burrito.
I want burrito still.
All right, detour for the bachelor party.
Either
Austin trip, then we'll go down there. It's only an extra hour.
So
right.
what kind of burrito is this? We're doing it now.
We're doing it right now?
We're doing it right now.
Episode's
We're
over.
doing it
Wow,
live.
talk
We're doing
about
it
it.
live.
Bring the computer with us.
conversation.
This is the burrito I dream of, only because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
5
I
pounds.
haven't got a taste yet, but this
That is a good
this
answer.
is the burrito of
That
my
is a good
dreams
answer.
so far.
I would say it's the most icy burrito.
Most size.
I want to say that it's a burrito from a Mexican fast food chain. It tastes good. You know it's going to be good, and it's worth going to get.
Okay.
And
Got a burrito.
But
burrito?
burrito. Any kind of burrito. I don't fucking care.
He's like, any burrito is a good burrito.
Yeah.
Really?
Any burrito is a good burrito in my book.
I don't know, man. The one at AMC's, I mean...
So
I'm gonna go with a nice 7-layer kind of styled one. Not specifically the 7-layer, but something equivalent to that. Especially with fresh, real guacamole. Right? That's the cream on top.
Anyway, let's move on.
on
Original
the
Star
inside?
Wars coming to theaters.
All right. So,
original
guys.
Star Wars.
Original Star Wars.
OG.
Unedited, unspecial featured.
Unlucased?
Unlucased.
No dewbacks?
Original, no dowbacks.
No dewbacks! Yeah!
Coming to theater.
wait, but that
Sunday.
really flushed out that scene.
Shut up.
Well, then what? There was.
It really filled the space.
Darth Maul and that other girl are friends.
They're separated by 300 years.
So there's a whole list. It's starting August 6th all the way to August 27th. and a couple like Houston, Denver to be announced. But it's going to be, for Dallas, for us, it's going to be
Majestic,
August 7th at the Majestic Theater. But it's, I guess, organized by Alamo, the Alamo Draft House, even though it's showcasing in different theaters. But essentially it's called The Return of the Trilogy Roadshow. And it's going to go back and bring back the original trilogy the way it's supposed to be for this year. Some people think this is a cash grab. I mean, like, them releasing they're going to release again the Blu-rays, the original versions, but it's obviously a cash grab. But will you go check it out?
Yes, it's a blatant cash grab, but that doesn't matter. All right, one, it's an extra way for them to make easy cash. Okay, we know they're gonna do the Blu-ray release and DVD and digital whatever, but here they're also gonna gauge how big of a turnout can we have if we're gonna do this.
I wonder how involved it is with Disney, though.
Well, I mean, it could be very limited, but this could just mostly be like a marketing side idea. Like, hey.
Well, the thing is, it could also not be involved with the Knowles at all.
I think this is purely 20th Century Fox. This has to be Fox.
Well, because the other reason is because the Alamo. The reason, by the way, is something that happened here. I don't know if you heard about it. Alamo is actually starting to use the Majestic as a movie theater again, and they've already put in a few movies over there. They opened, I think, to
check it out later.
I think it was a good old film though, but it was an older film. Like they open older films, and that's what they're trying to do over there. If they haven't already done it,
that's what in Austin. That's what the Alamo did to the Paramount Theater. It's the same concept, really old theater. They're just showing old movies.
Yeah, so they started doing that over there. So like I kind of knew that it's still Alamo. But the thing is, Alamo also, they own a lot of their films.
Oh, shit, they're doing a Welcome to Night.
Physically own the reels. So that's why I'm wondering, because if it is a traveling show, I'm wondering if it might even be that they just have their own copy that they're just kind of touring around.
And they can just show it.
Then it's still a cash grab nonetheless. So.
Yeah, no. It definitely is a cash grab. If I have the chance, I will definitely go see it because, not for anything other than I never got to see the original ones in theater. Because I don't even know if I was old or bored.
Which, by the way, fans, we're all going to check out Black Sabbath this year. So it's one of those things like we actually get to see fucking, Black Sabbath in the fucking flesh, Like, now we're going to see the original trilogy in the flesh. It's a cool experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just like the theater experience. So it'll be interesting.
All right.
Those seats are hella uncomfortable, though, because I've played an orchestra there. Fuck those seats.
Have they renovated it?
I don't know if they've renovated. I heard they were renovating it, but I don't know if they renovated the seats. They might have they have those old wooden ones that are like they have the metal
fabric padding. Do they have fabric padding? I hate the fabric padding.
No. I believe it's just like fucking
Texas
wood.
seats aren't that bad.
Come on, dude. It's auditorium seats from grade school.
I know. They're not that bad, but then again, I usually start drinking, so
you're like slumped over. I can't even sit. Either way. It's definitely a cash grab. If I have a chance, though, I will go see it because I just want to see them on a big screen. It's nice.
Fair enough.
A good sound system.
Fair enough.
So moving on to Marvel train. Toot toot.
Oh, there's a lot on the Marvel train this time.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to embark on that experience.
It's just like the Snowpiercer train. It never, ever stops.
It does, but when it stops, it dies.
Okay.
The fucking thing collapses, avalanches.
So we have something to look forward to.
Yeah. We get to watch a lot of people lose jobs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like DC.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
DC. But let me derail this train before it starts.
Everyone's there now.
The fucking train is still in the station. They're about to take off, and someone runs in there with a fucking bomb going, I'm stopping this train right here.
So, I don't know. We didn't talk about it, but DC is cutting down their movie release schedule.
Heard.
Their theatrical release.
And
it
lot
wasn't
of people
confirmed. They were toying. It was rumor.
The rumor was why? Because a lot of people are blaming Batman Soups.
Superman. Leave Batman out of it.
Yeah, even then, technically Superman, because a lot of people love Batman. But either way, a lot of people blame. I don't think it's that because if you look at WB's release stuff, like their recent stuff, it's all bombed. So it kind of makes sense that they're slowing down on the releases and only releasing things they know are gonna
quality over quantity, guys. Marvel can do the quantity, but we're a company of quality films.
because we lost all our money. What they did?
But
They had done a lot of really crap. No, not just Babby Simpsons.
They're pulling back like on everything. Like,
Yeah, on
not
everything.
just
Even
the
fucking,
DC stuff.
What was the last film they did? That was pretty bad.
I can't even think because they're
Man
so
from
bad. I
Uncle.
couldn't think of
Man
it.
from Uncle wasn't great.
Yeah,
It
it
was-
doesn't do well.
It didn't do great, but it had all right reviews.
I want to blame Spectre, even though it's not WB. I'm just going to shove it in with them. That's their fault.
That was completely.
You just hate that film.
You can have that one.
But yeah, so I thought the other funny, the funny, what is it called? The thing that the rumor they were talking about that they were going to get rid of Snyder
Yeah.
to help alleviate the pain.
Shit.
So
because
They're
it was-
really serious about that?
I don't think that it's all rumor. Like that's the whole rumor speculation stuff.
But cool thing. I don't know if you're in touch on that, but fucking, we derailed we jumped off of the train and
Yeah,
talked.
no, you talked about. You said something that reminded me of of DC going under.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the bomb and the shit. Okay, so official. It's official now, even though we already knew it. Batman solo film is coming. That's the one thing. I know, right? We talked about it as if it was already happening, and apparently they officially announced it. Hey guys, it's happening. Now it's still not official if Ben Affleck, which we know and it will be directing the film. I mean, they were literally leaving a trail of breadcrumbs confirming that anyway, because he's working really close with Zack Snyder. He's asking him, hey, how do you shoot this scene? How do you shoot that scene?
So he can completely ignore it and make it good.
Well, I mean, why would you ask that unless you were planning on directing a movie yourself?
Right, so he can completely ignore all the advice
Well,
and make it good.
he's always thought about directing the movie. So they said the script's almost done actually,
And remember when
because he's working with. I think we talked about that.
remember when we said that he was working with
Do
Jeff
we
Jones?
want him directing?
He did Argo.
Argo
He
was
did good
good.
on that.
Argo, not Fargo.
Fuck, that's right.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Which
these
is
are the
Argo?
movies that.
What?
Which was Argo?
It's the one that happened in Iran about the...
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
These are the movies that pretty much I think killed Warner Brothers. And there was Pan.
Oh, it had such great potential.
No, it didn't.
The
Did they do
first
the
act
really?
was good.
Did they do that really bad space movie?
Oh, right. The Peter Pan thing. I
Yeah.
It
totally
was
forgot that was a
trippy.
thing.
It was good. It had something going on, and then they Disneyed it at the end.
Did they do that space movie?
Which one?
No, was that?
Jupiter Rising.
Yeah,
They
Jupiter
did.
Ascending.
They did that.
they did, right?
They
Okay.
did Jupiter
That
Rising.
also had potential, man. That's a bad call for original sci-fi films. That's not what we need, man. That's not what sci-fi needs.
No. Sci-fi needs to stop having the one chosen one saving the day all the time, be it man or woman. It's a boring, old, used storyline that has only worked out really awesome
So
once.
all the chosen ones should like get together.
And fight.
Just make a movie about a space MMO. Everyone's told they're the chosen one, but no one is.
I wonder
And
if
they're just playing the numbers game.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
That's Elder Scrolls
No,
Online. They
that's
tell
like-
everyone you're the chosen one.
You
Like,
are
no
the
one's the
chosen
chosen
one.
one.
They
You
should-
are the chosen one.
They should make a film about that where like it's some guy and he's going through everything and then he starts bumping into other people who then do the chosen one. Then they realize that they're all being told it's the chosen one because
South
it's a
Park
numbers
episode.
game
There's a
'Cause
something.
and
one
a
of them
lot of
will
people
win.
die.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And then they either revolt or I don't know where the story goes from here because I'm
digging
literally
this.
spitballing this.
Well,
Yeah,
Cartman
no,
was
no,
like,
I
"Hey,
like it, though. I like
you're
it."
all leaders of the Yelpers."
Yelpers, the Yelpers.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm
It was
talking
Kyle,
on behalf."
it was Kyle.
It was Kyle's dad.
No. It was Kyle who came up with the idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, officially,
yeah.
Batman film is coming out. That for sure is happening. Just wanted to like throw it out there. But back on the Marvel train.
Let's just finish at DC.
All right, Stanley C.
I mean, I think.
Okay,
I
so I
think
take the
there's
gun and just
one
put
other
it
thing
this way.
that I can think of from that is the rumors / new trailer for Suicide Squad.
Squad.
Squad. You guys watch it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
alright.
You made me watch it.
I posted.
Yeah, it was alright.
I actually showed it to you.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was alright. It was good.
Yeah.
But this does, and even David Ayer, I believe, is the guy who's doing Squad, right?
Squad.
David Ayer's doing the
Yeah.
squad.
So David Ayer also was like, "Hey guys, you know that rumor about the reshoots for comedy's sake? That's silly.
That's stupid.
No pun intended." But he's like, he's like, if you listen to everything on the internet, you're dumb, kind of, basically. But he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, he's like, we're not reshooting for comedy. He's like, when you give something to Warner Brothers and they like it,
They
and
fuck
they're,
it up.
and they're like, what more can you do? Give you buckets full of cash. You take that cash
and
and make more stuff.
Didn't you call it though? You said that was a possibility. Was the fact that they were doing with a bigger budget, they were going to do more.
Yeah. I don't know if I said it last time. But yeah, there's always a possibility that they just got a bigger budget, and just according to at least Ayer and Jai Courtney, that's his name, right?
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, Jai Courtney.
Fucking Terminator.
Was he the
Genesis?
No, fuck, that was his lookalike. The one from No. Genesis. No, fuck, it's Genesis.
Shit. Either way. So Jai Courtney, Jai Courtney was the first one to say, "Nah, this is just to beef up the action scenes," and then Ayer himself is like, "Yeah, it wasn't for comedy." The other thing that kind of makes me believe them is the fact that the trailer did drop around this time, and if they're doing reshoots, it definitely would not have been out now, because it takes a while for that stuff to be cut down, edited, sound mixed, do the audio stuff afterwards, sent in for approval, sent back with notes, recut, re-edited, sent back for another approval, possibly not get it,
denied,
get back with more notes. And so it's such a long process. I just don't believe that these reshoots would have to been rumored a long time ago. And I think it was also kind of very suspect that those rumors popped up when Bat v Soups tanked 69%, and when Warner Brothers was cutting down their slate because, they're cutting down their slate because they did a lot of shit films, but because of, I don't know. I think it makes sense to me that they are doing it because they were like, we like what you have, here's more money, do whatever. And they're like, yeah.
They protect their investment. Like, they want to make sure, look, we got to make sure this is done right. Like, do what you got to do to make it right as best as you can.
I actually think it was the opposite. I think they had literally no faith in this film. And they gave it, a very, not even a minor budget, but a budget. They were like, we don't care about this film. This is what you get. He's the one who edits this.
Yeah. Ask me if I'm going to fix it.
But
know how.
I'm pretty excited for the film. Like, I'm still optimistic. I'm still down. What's next on the DC train?
No, that was it. Okay, just.
All right.
What do you guys think of the new with burrito for the new trailer?
Burrito?
Extra cheese, and I'm okay with it still.
What new trailer?
The Suicide Squad. The new one.
I've not seen it.
Oh, okay. You know what? What I want to do is I'm going to say that this burrito here, I'm expecting to be really, really good. I want to recant what I said for the last burrito and say that burrito will be really safe because I know what it's going to be like. So it's like you're going on the border and expecting a really good burrito, and you're getting one, but you know what you're expecting. This one, though, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. He just, yeah.
On the border, good burrito.
It's not bad.
Rogue One?
It's not bad.
He's saying it's a safe burrito. You know what burrito you're gonna get
because we're familiar with how that director makes his films.
Okay.
With David with Ayer though, we don't know.
Okay, fine.
So I'm optimistic, but we don't know.
I love Suicide Squad as a comic too much that this is the burrito of my child. If it comes out bad, I'll just be disappointed.
Or you'll have the shits.
Or it'll be great because I taught him well.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know.
But from what Moe says, the burrito that I would be expecting would be the fuck it, never mind. You go.
Chewy's burrito, very large, covered in cheese.
Is it hairy?
I was thinking.
Is it hairy?
No.
I was thinking that too. It was like Chewy,
No,
Chewy's.
it's spelled Chuys. It's a restaurant in Arlington.
Oh,
I
thought Chewbacca
Chewy.
like him pulling out the burrito. And
No, the Mexican chewy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our Chewy.
Yeah.
I had a thing and I lost it.
It's covered in cheese and filled to the brim with chicken and awesomeness.
Nice.
So I again this thing. I'm a little too tied. This is the same reason. Actually, I was thinking about this film. Like, no matter what this film is, I'm probably gonna give it way too high of a score if I had to give it a number score, because I just like everything too much.
Do you think that
I could be critical of it? Like, I could definitely break it down, but I'd say but I love the film. Like, I'd be like the fanboys of Man of Steel.
Okay.
Like, if this turns out bad, I'm gonna be one of those people that really love Man of Steel.
I don't like the character.
Because,
Yeah. So,
I'm a little too tied to it.
this movie is a Chipotle burrito. People tell me it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
I eat it and I die.
Okay. How about
I eat it and I don't like it as much.
Eat it, and it's a roulette of either you're gonna die
Or botulism.
Or botulism.
or it's going to be really good because the people who made it actually care.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get that asshole kid who's working there because he has nothing else to do, and he just slaps it together.
And you don't
And you
order
die.
the guac.
And
You
you
don't
die.
order the guac, man. Never pay for guac.
What's the
I never pay for guac.
It's not even real guac.
Exactly.
So, but what if this? Like, what if you could say that this burrito is the burrito you had as a kid, and you came back and you're like, I want to try it. It's super good, and you know it's good. When you try it, it's under new management, so it's not the same.
I don't think I could say it for this one because there hasn't been anything with Suicide Squad. Like, other than the comics, and even the comics end up dying every once in a while because it's not that popular, but I've always liked the series. So it's kind of one of those things, again, it's like the burrito of my child. Hopefully I taught him well and gave him good enough instructions so he did it right. But there's also the possibility that it was really bad because it is my child. And then I'd just be disappointed.
It's a very weird analogy.
Your expectations, man. Expectations change all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why mine's nice and evil. It's nice and even. Right?
I
It's
ruined
it's a
it.
nice spicy burrito, hopefully, and I'm just hoping there's enough cheese inside.
I ruin movies.
There's
based
cheese
on my
all over the
expectations.
outside of it for me. So,
Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on this Marvel train and shoot off at the speed of
Jump
light.
into the next train.
but just so you know, Captain, that they did use another classics like old song in the trailer.
Yeah, that's
Ballroom
yeah.
Blitz.
Yeah.
Really?
These
See,
bars,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The trend is continuing.
They, had,
they-
they had a
they-
song before it. I don't remember what it was.
Amy Winehouse, I believe.
They sync up
No.
a wink with the lyric "a wink in her eye."
Okay.
Just,
And
just,
she
and it does the ding sound.
I like
If that makes you feel any better.
I like it for the tone right now.
No, it's good. It's good. It's working, which is annoying because it's an annoying trend that everyone's kind of starting to do a little.
Because it's so.
Quantum Break is called. Hang on.
Jesus,
God damn it!
Prometheus, the next movie, will have it as well.
really?
That'd be
Probably.
awesome.
With more Beastie Boys,
Are they,
Oh
making,
god!
like what Star Trek is doing.
are they making another one?
What? Yeah, they're gonna. It's called Alien Covenant.
Is it a sequel to it, or is it just like
It's a sequel,
okay?
but the sequel that's gonna be closer to the aliens though. They're finally coming back. Yeah, that's a whole different
That's
conversation.
awesome.
They were in the first one. It was just the proto-xenomorph. But moving on.
Again, that's another drunken.
That is an
conversation.
episode
moving
in of itself.
When did they
So-
announce that they're making another one? Sorry.
Yeah, they announced it a few months ago.
We
Okay.
talked about it.
We
on
talked
there.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Covenant.
Okay.
We talked about how it wasn't going to be named Prometheus and it was going to be named something else.
And what's her name's not in it anymore? Shaw, Elizabeth Shaw.
It was a chick who lived.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one who had the
Yeah.
C-section. So now we're on the Marvel train.
Alien baby monster.
First bit of news. There is a rumor, possibility that the Vulture could return in the Spider.
He never was there to begin with.
Well, there was a hint at the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I didn't watch that one.
Well,
No.
he was in there briefly. Like, he was setting up to be the Vulture. You knew it was him.
Anyone with sensibility either turned it off or walked out.
I had to.
Of course you did.
I mean, that movie, it was too messy. That's really its big issue. It wasn't.
It was Spider-Man 3.
It wasn't so egregious that I don't think it should have killed off its series. I guess like it wasn't bad enough for that. But the problem is it was already a dying horse, so this just didn't help.
They just beat it. No, they were beating it. Yeah.
Well,
They didn't even beat it. It was just like walking on two legs, but it was like slowly kind of shuffling along. I mean, it was at some point it was just gonna topple over,
And you had to just...
and like you couldn't do anything to help it. You just had to watch it fall.
You,
well,
you had nothing to
what
kill
if you're
it.
on it though? shit.
And you just get off and you walk it and you lay it down and you pet its head as it's
No,
So-
and then you let Sony come by with its pickup truck and take it to the glue factory.
yeah.
'Cause
No, you just it's gonna just make it comfortable, let it sit.
you give it
So-
carrots, you tell it it's a beautiful thing, and then you just look away.
And then you just... You
And then you just look away.
But has there ever been a
Cold
movie
and clinical, man.
in like the history of, I guess, sequels in a way that has literally like blue-balled itself in such a way? Because there are several original movies that like the Golden Compass that just dies, and that's cool. It's just one movie.
It wasn't popular.
But this fucking
But it was
series,
planned
two
to be.
movies
It
in,
was planned to be.
it was setting up to be some epic, like, I mean, you have the Sinister Six coming up next, and it just dies. It will forevermore, like, ever, from now on, people will watch this and go, what happened?
People aren't going to watch it.
They're going to watch it.
People won't watch it. I didn't make it past 30 minutes. Jimmy Fox was literally way too nerdy.
I'm trying to think of another film that like ended halfway through its story instead of like because they're like the movies that are famous for having like the part one and never having anything else.
Yeah.
But like I don't know of any movies that are like in the middle of a trilogy and then just stop. They usually just shit out the last one. Just oh, you know what? It's another one that you're gonna hate me for saying.
What?
Hellboy.
Oh, damn, that hurt.
That was a
oh
that was
man,
a
you're
low
right.
blow.
That's gonna happen, isn't it? That's gonna be a trilogy that was never completed. Del Toro, get on that, man. Get on that horse.
Him and Perlman are like, we'll shoot it for $20 if we have to.
We're gonna finish this movie.
We'll buy some paint and a cheap set. Let's do it.
They're like, we just don't want to. They're like, we want to tell the story we want to tell, so we're trying the hardest.
I'm afraid
To
they might
get
do it
funding.
Dude, animated. I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
they've all done animated film.
But yeah, but we talked. They were like, yeah, we'll do it for whatever. Like, we'll do the movie,
Yeah.
no matter what. But we
Jesus.
want it to be good, so we want to get a budget.
You're right, dude. That's spot on. That movie is gonna.
But I think that's the
stop.
only other movie that I think that was like in the middle of a trilogy that just stopped. That I can think of. Just
I
off the
can't
top
think of
my head.
anything else. But basically, what I'm saying is that there's rumors saying that that Vulture will be in the movie that's still rumored to be called Spider-Man: Homecoming. In fact, both Marvel and Sony are like, we like that title. So it might actually hint that they never wanted that title to begin with. But now that people are, I guess it's one of those things where the rumor comes true, and it never was true to begin with. Now, what's cool is that the Vulture was supposed to make an appearance in Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi's
It's like really far ahead, but okay.
what?
Is it
No, the original.
The old one. This is right after Spider-Man 3.
Tobey Maguire.
John Malkovich was supposed to play the Vulture. And Sony was like, yeah, we're going to stop you there, and we'll just have to see what we're going to do with the new franchise.
What's wrong with John Malkovich?
Well, what was wrong with the kid from That 70s Show?
So hopefully
Actually,
they'll bring him back.
I didn't hate Eddie Brock that much.
That is Topher Grace. Grayson?
Topher Grace.
It's Silver Grace. He
Yeah.
did Venom in the third one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
I actually didn't hate him that much as Venom because Venom is vindictive.
Yeah, no, I mean,
But
it was
I
fine.
I understand why
not enough
because
screen time for him to actually have a good character.
Yeah.
that was the
Design.
The same problem with Spider-Man 3 is the same problem with Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Amazing.
which is too many villains,
Too many cooks?
not enough time,
Takes a
a lot of shit happening, and nobody cares in the end.
Did Marvel did Marvel ever fall with that?
What?
Too many villains. They never had a problem with that, right? They always had this one singular boring villain.
There has been. I'm trying to remember.
There's always a puppeteer in the background, like Hydra or Thanos, but never.
Not really, I'm going to say. They never had too many villains. There's usually just not enough of the villain.
Yeah, they need to fix their villain problem. It's
They-
always so.
it's
so
usually
busy.
quickly it's over. There's like 2-3 fights, the end.
Yeah.
Usually 2.
Red Skull. You can't disintegrate Red Skull like that.
They did. They just did. Well, he might be alive.
Possibly.
Possibly, but Hugo Weaving's like, I'm not coming back for
so
that.
yeah, Red Skull. Not enough of him. I mean, you see him like plotting.
Malekith, boring villain. No one
even
cared.
though he's like really cool character wise.
Yeah.
Stain.
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
2 fights and that's it.
Cool actor.
Good actor. I mean,
Mandarin.
Mandarin. And even the not Mandarin.
Mandarin. With fucking Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
The extremist Mandarin.
Yeah, let's call him that.
There's that. Then you have the I don't want to call him Annihilator. What's his name? The Accuser. Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan.
Yeah.
Also very
I was going to say
by
the
the numbers.
Violator.
Probably the one that may have
am I
had
thinking of?
closest.
Whiplash?
was-
Thank you.
Whiplash. I forgot about him. What's up?
Because it was a setup movie. But yeah.
The one movie that I think would probably be the most egregious would be Captain America, Civil War.
What?
Not Civil War, fucking
Ultron?
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier, a little bit.
They had too many villains. Yeah, because you had Hydra, you got Shield, you had the Winter Soldier, Bucky.
Shield's not.
Kind of was.
Well, it was the Hydra element
It
in
was
Shield.
weird, man.
And the whole point of Hydra is the multi-headed, faceted bullcrap.
Here, let me try.
Yeah.
But it did
Oh, wait,
have
is that the last
slightly
one?
too many villains because you had political villains and you had then,
Senator
Super-
Vernon died. You guys hear about that? The actor? The one who was Hydra?
He died?
He died. Like, the actual actor died, like, last week. Yeah, I don't know. I heard he was a great comedian. I didn't even know he was funny.
Admiral Akbar died last week, too.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss that.
92 or something.
Well, yeah, there you have it, guys. People are really stoked about Spider-Man Homecoming pending title. But I'm down for Vulture. We don't know if he's just going to be like you know how they did the Rhino? Okay, you haven't seen that fucking movie.
At the end?
Huh?
It's
The
a
robot
mix.
at the end?
Yeah, well, you know, they have the Rhino in the beginning and the end. They
Yeah.
might do that to Vulture. Like, he's not the main villain, possibly, but it's just somebody to have him fight.
I'd rather have him as a main villain. I don't mind him as a main villain.
That would remind me.
He's a great tier 1 villain.
John Malkovich, too.
They're probably not going to do that.
No.
He was great as Aragon's villain, which also didn't continue the franchise.
You
Aragon?
made a point.
I thought that
right
was a horrible
there.
movie.
Aragon.
The Dragon
Oh,
movie.
the Dragon movie.
Oh, okay, so
The live-action Dragon
Feather.
movie that's based on
See,
a book.
the only thing I could think of was like the guy from Lord of the Rings.
No,
No, it's
that's
Aragorn.
there's a lot of them that sound like that. It's Boromir, Aragorn. That's Faramis,
Son of
Aramis. That's a
So-
cologne.
Yeah.
But I thought that movie was awful.
Aragon.
Yeah.
That was bad. I saw it. It was
Okay,
pretty bad.
Okay.
Stardust was better than that movie, and that's saying something.
It's something bad.
Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, witches and
The
space
comic
pirates.
thing that turns out to be a chick?
Yeah, Robert De Niro was a girl. No, or I think he was a crossdresser.
No. Comet or Star.
That
Falls.
one, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
See, I knew it from the trailer, and that's it.
But John Malkovich was the villain in Aragon, and he sounded weird because if you know how he sounds, and whenever
Crazy?
he's all like,
Geezery. Literally, geezer is an apt term to describe John Malkovich. Not trying to be offensive, but that's how he just sounds. He sounds like an old crazy guy.
Never mind. I was thinking of a different
remember
Dragon
that.
movie with Sean Connery.
oh, that's Dragonheart. Strike me down.
You know, let's move on to this Marvel train. We got no time for this fucking Vulture. We spent way too much time.
I forgot that movie and it just came back like a ton of bricks.
All right, that's the end of that train. We'll just go ahead and let it go off into the sunset.
Now let's move on to other Marvel shit.
Oh shit! Go back.
Just jumped off the
Just go.
train.
Just go. Just go.
I was just telling you to move off the fucking.
And now for the Marvel push card.
Please tell me I'm not gonna have to eat a baby on this trip.
No, just take the pudding bars, whatever those are.
The cockroach
The
bars.
protein bars.
The protein
just-
bar.
It's not mandatory,
But it's encouraged.
but it's.
You can, and we won't
If
complain about
America
it.
can do it, if Captain America can do
So
it,
can you?
Captain Nuts can do it.
Yeah.
Hey, he knows what's the tenderest parts.
Oh man.
The more fucking, you know what? The breaking news ish. Doctor Strange trailer dropped.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you watched
Sorcerer
it?
Supreme.
We watched it.
It was good. Looked good. I'm excited.
All in German.
Trippy as balls.
It was awesome in German.
Round of burritos for everyone. All right, let's move on.
Germany got it for like 5 minutes before we did. Oh, what do you think? Since you're probably the most invested into Doctor Strange, what did you think of the Doctor Strange?
It looked as well as I thought it would. I don't have any complaints. Yeah, no, there's no complaints. It looks awesome. Cumberbatch is going to be great. He's got a nice neutrally accent. So
Sounds like House.
He does sound like House.
sounds like House. So it's not bad. But British people know how to sound kind of like Americans,
Yeah.
though we just sound like douches when we try
Didn't
to sound like British.
Gary Oldman once lose his accent?
I don't know if he has an accent.
He has
I
so
don't
many
know what his
accents.
real accent is.
I heard.
All I know
I've read
is
a
that-
thing somewhere that he had to take speech classes to get his English accent back.
All I know is that Gary Oldman is so awesome that you can only call him Scary Oldman.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So I saw somewhere online that somebody said, "Oh, look, it's Batman Begins meets Inception."
Fuck you.
Okay, so
That is the best response.
I'll bring up something that Harp said when we watched the trailer. That can we watch this in 3D? Because Kevin Feige or Fiji or however I fucking-
Feige.
or Fiji
Now in German, Feige.
So Kevin Feige said that unlike a lot of other films where God, you're tapping.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
You could hear him munching earlier.
So
He said hardcore, no?
Kevin Feige said, unlike other movies where 3D is kind of like this tool that they use to present.
Here it's
That's
like,
not a tool. I've never watched a 3D movie where it isn't just like a complete gimmick that has
Avatar?
no good reason to be
Avatar
in
was
there.
by far the only film to actually add a different dimension. Literally.
I would say
It used
Dread.
it the most.
Dread.
Dread was nice.
Dread used it very nicely in their effects. But he said that
Those two.
3D is integral to the film. And they're saying just like the new Jungle Book, and looking at the visuals, I can kind of understand
With
why.
the,
Because it's all like fractal, spatial, moving shit.
so I can understand it, but I mean, I wear glasses. I don't want to wear extra glasses on my glasses.
That's true. But he's saying that in this movie, the 3D is not just a tool, but it's something that is serving to the story itself.
Sure, it is.
But
I'm sure he's got a point, and like from an artistic perspective, I can understand.
like installation art.
But it's also I'm lazy as fuck, and I don't want to strain my eyes just watching a film that I really want to watch. I will watch it in normal and pay like $2 less, and I'm okay with that because that means I can almost afford popcorn.
Almost.
It's so it's the same thing you said in Ant-Man. I mean, remember last year we talked about him saying, "Look, towards the end of Ant-Man, if you guys seen it, he's like that'll give you a glimpse. If you've seen 3D, the film, it'll give you a taste of what the Doctor Strange film will entail." And so I was like, "Well, what is he talking about, right?" But obviously, if you guys seen where he goes subatomic, and you see fucking fractals and shit bending inside of each other, and that it does work in 3D.
You see the space between the spaces.
You see the fucking space between the space. And the wasp. She's there somewhere.
This
He did.
almost the only thing I can think of is
She
the
did.
fucking weird puzzles in Super Mario 3D, where like if you look at it with the 3D, it just looks like a flat surface. When you turn the 3D on, you see it's like an actual 3D field that you have to jump across.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what he's more or less talking about. That there's gonna be like
You don't need it. You'll still be nice and fine and dandy without it. But
it's a
if
little
you
difficult with it.
if you want the full Marvel experience,
You watch
need
that shit in 3D.
Yeah, give us more money.
It's like combing through
Okay,
for cameos.
Marvel.
It's like you can just watch it, or you can
Hail the Marvel
be eagle-eyed
overlords.
and be like, "Holy shit! I just noticed that."
All right, so the burritos score quick.
All the burritos.
All the burritos. I'm a lot more excited for this film than I am with Rogue One, but not as optimistic, I guess, or I guess not as
Throw out
risky.
a burrito.
Hold on, I'm thinking it's like a
I'm gonna go get a soda, and if he's not done,
Freebird's burrito. I'd say it's a Freebird's burrito.
What size?
Not the monster.
I've never
Regular.
been a
Not the Freebird either. Regular.
A hybrid?
Yeah, I guess it would be hybrid since we're doing both 2D and 3D.
Whatever.
By
All right.
the way, I give this a torta from the hechicera,
Oh.
and people may not get that.
Okay. Local reference. Local.
No,
reference.
but why I chose it?
No, probably not. But I'm not gonna ask you.
It's a witch.
Oh,
It's bad. All right, moving on.
that's my favorite.
That would have made more sense had you done that with the
With fucking Suicide Squad.
yeah, because she's in there
Enchantress.
and all that.
I
jazz.
think about it.
Yeah, okay. You guys?
I said all the burritos.
Okay.
Mushroom burrito.
Mushroom?
Mushroom.
I like mushrooms.
Still makes sense. Okay.
I like mushrooms.
I'm gonna go with the 5-pound burrito from San Antonio.
All right.
Yeah.
So we want some more Marvel news. Kevin Feige didn't stop talking there, though. Kevin Feige kept talking.
All right.
He talked a lot.
He says
to
a lot.
of different people.
Let's talk more.
Just a lot of people came by to listen to him talk.
Yeah.
Sit around.
Well, it's
He's
all-
just locked in a glass
during a lot of
box.
interviews. I believe one was the Slash Film Collider. But they said Black Panther, what we had kind of confirmed that Ryan Coogler was going to be the director. He is now actually also going to be a co-writer. And they're currently working on the script. It should be shooting actually by the start of next year, they said. They should be done by the script by the end of this year, / they said end of summer.
He's also another part of that, I guess, indie wave of directors directing big films. He did Fruitvale Station, and he went out to do Creed.
So are they indie to start? I think they.
Well, they start off as indie,
Yeah, I think they have to turn in their indie card. Let's see.
They're no
which is a
longer
good
indie.
discussion. I talked to him about it.
Another day.
I would just say that there's really big discussions in the indie scene about that and how good it is for the indie scene in general.
Because it goes beyond like selling out. Like it's not just about like, hey, do you sell out if you go to a big
You're pulling
studio?
talent from the.
The one, it's pulling talent, but it's also a lot of people saying that it's giving a lot of false hope to people. That a lot of people are like jumping into the indie scene without like. I guess there's a lot more people to jump in and thinking. Well, it's the Hollywood thing again. Weirdly, with Hollywood, where it's like, as long as I make it to Hollywood, I'll make it big in Hollywood. Oh. And so now people are like, as long as I make an indie darling film, I'll make it big in Hollywood. And there's a lot of indie darling films that don't make it.
People are responsible for their own actions, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so
but they don't know that, man.
Well, they'll find out quick.
Yeah, they'll find out after they're like millions of dollars in debt with their producer.
Yeah.
But either way, so he said Black Panther, Ryan Coogler actually going to be a co-writer,
which is cool. I mean, he's got a knack for deep storytelling.
I liked Creed.
I actually haven't seen that one yet.
You haven't?
I didn't get to.
I loved it, man.
It's okay. I wouldn't say love it, but
how is he for world building? How is he? Because I mean, I don't
know if you could do that with fucking Creed.
Yeah,
there's an already fucking world built.
Well, I guess
there's 6
There's
movies?
a death count in that world.
People die
It
every day.
exists. Okay?
Well, people die in Wakanda.
Different reasons.
Yeah, so.
But I guess I'm trying to say is like so it's actually the same because he took over property that is pre-existing.
This is established.
Yeah, so he did pretty well with that.
Yeah.
Well, Black Panther's not established, so that's.
He kind of just showed up here.
But Marvel.
Yeah.
Kind of, but these films, it's kind of like Squad. The comics exist, but it's never been adapted to film. Black Panther's never been adapted. But from what I've heard, although, do we want to talk about the reviews for Captain America?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Captain America doesn't come out for like another month.
Yeah, so
they did their screening in press junket over a month before the film.
Okay.
That's pretty, because you also have the part where they're like, no screenings. You watch when everyone else watches.
They have like the biggest balls because they're like, no, we know you're gonna watch this. We know you're gonna love it. So do we want to talk about it? It's not really spoilerish.
Has anybody seen Fabby Soup?
People love it.
Yes.
Okay.
You have.
A lot of people, and a lot of people are trying to avoid this comparison, but a lot of people are kind of saying it's like Babby Soups. It even touches on the same themes, but it's fun.
Whereas the other one's depressing.
/ good.
I will say that Babby Soup was not fun. Not fun whatsoever.
Aggressive. People were saying aggressively unfun.
We're going to make it as unfun as possible. We're going to make you think you see Amy Adams' nipples, but you don't.
I really have to see this movie.
So going into that they said that Black Panther and Ant-Man, a lot of people were saying that Black Panther and Ant-Man are going to be like the runaway stars, or Black Panther and Spider-Man, depending on who you ask, are going to be the runaway stars of that film. So, from what people are saying, there could be good faith in the Black Panther character.
But does Cap decapitate Iron Man's head with his shield?
Oh, they didn't say that.
Okay.
They tried not to mention that at all because I think that'd be a huge spoiler.
They're not okay. So I also heard that there was a rumor that they shot alternate endings, and they were gonna reveal only one on the actual final cut, and then they debunked it. But yeah, we no one's gonna say anything. Why are we whispering?
Yeah, why are we whispering?
Yeah, no one's gonna talk about it. But either way, right. Yeah, people were saying it was really good. They were saying it was fun, but yeah, they're saying Cap, Spidey, and I want to say Bat, but Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's in the movie.
They're saying Cap, Spidey, and Ant-Man are going to be like it's pretty much going to be Rocket Raccoon and Groot again.
Okay.
Where nobody fucking thought they were going to do good until the trailer came out, and then everyone loved him.
Okay.
Because remember the first talks of Guardians, they were like, talking tree. They're like a talking tree and a fucking raccoon. A raccoon with guns. How stupid is that shit? Everybody loves it now.
Best character ever.
Who said that?
There was a lot of people.
Same people who are upset about the lead actress.
What's wrong with raccoons with guns?
It seems cartoonish. Always been a very cheesy idea, and it's like Howard the Duck. It's like, how the fuck do you put that into a film?
I know Ratchet isn't a
So you're saying
a raccoon. But he's pretty kick-ass with guns.
There's a chance
Ratchet
that Howard the Duck could exist in the MCU.
Well,
he does.
Yeah, he does.
But I mean, like him having his own film.
Which one?
I don't know if they'll take that risk again.
No.
With who?
They got burned hard.
That was the 80s.
With Howard the Duck.
Was it the 80s or early 90s?
With the duck
early
nipples.
90s. That was early 90s, I think.
Yeah,
But it's a cult classic now.
Well, anyway.
yeah, but either way, so Ryan Coogler, it sounds okay.
wanna call him Coogler.
I liked Creed, so I'm okay with him doing this.
It was okay. It was
86.
86.
But then he also told so Kevin Feige, as I wrote it down here, also told Collider about their relationship with Sony for Spider-Mans.
So
And they're
they're working together on it, right?
It's a working relationship.
Yeah.
So they said they're going to be creative producers, so they'll be casting and
So Sony gets them on weekends?
writing.
Who's going to be creative producer? Marvel or
Marvel
is.
Okay.
So they're going to be, they're just going to do the creative stuff, and Sony will do all the rest.
So it's kind of like, like you're dating someone's daughter, and then the dude is just there to chaperone to make sure, like, you don't, like, gang rape the daughter.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Sony is the one chaperoning.
Dude, 100!
Sony is the one chaperoning.
Here's
Spider-Man,
adolescence, dude.
Jesus!
I'm just saying, man. Like it's the same analogy. It works.
No.
It does work. Marvel's like, look, man. Let me have Spider-Man for.
What is wrong with you?
Let me have Spider-Man for the night. I'll bring him back by 10, okay? And then someone's like, no, I'm going to be here making sure that everything's okay, clean cut, fun.
And then they take him to the white bed.
So what's Sony doing?
If anything, it'd be more like Sony's like, hey, just let me have it for the night, and then Marvel has to do all the work, and then Sony just gets laid at the end of the night.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, it works too.
So they're just funding the whole thing.
Pretty much. I think they're probably going to do like funding, promoting.
Simply put,
They probably have some parts in the creative thing, but it seems like they're very kind of cut and dry, separated instead of like mixing teams together. They're like, no, my team is my team, your team is your team. We'll just take care of different parts.
I think the simple way to describe it is Sony is outsourcing the movie to Marvel in order to have it nice and marvelly.
Hello, this is Marvel.
Where
We get a marvelous movie.
yeah, and where it kind of fits within Marvel's universe and it pseudo belongs and everything like that. And everybody's happy, but Sony still gets to keep all the money.
Yeah.
I can just imagine this Indian operator and
Moving on before you do something other stupid.
We're not making this joke.
But let me see. I was going to say something about what you just said.
More gang rape stuff, maybe?
Please not.
No.
Nothing gang rapey, no.
No, but
Sorry, the Venom franchise they want to do. Sony's going to have a little bit of creative control.
Agent Venom?
Fucking Agent Venom. But they want to do a Venom franchise. But it's going to be separate while not like stepping on anyone's toes. Or like that's why they're still kind of dipping in both pools, so to speak.
Venom v. Carnage. I want to see this.
Could
It has to
possibly
happen.
happen.
Be super R-rated.
Yeah.
NC-17? Does that even exist anymore?
I think it still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they just don't give it out. It's like AO. If you get that, it's a death sentence. You don't ever come out.
Yep.
Well, you can
Well, limited release.
video, can't you?
Nah.
Straight to video.
Not a lot of theaters.
You don't
will
have
take it.
theaters, yeah.
17 film.
No theaters and like no rental places will carry it. In fact, I don't even think you'd be able to get it online most places. They don't really carry NC-17 stuff.
Fuck.
Oh, Clockwork Orange.
Like it gets really hard to get that
You can
kind
get it
of
on Netflix and Hulu and stuff. They have the Infomaniac on there that has like actual like non-simulated sex scenes in it.
There's also Sex, that new Gaspar Noé movie.
And then they also have
I think it's called
Oh, Love, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Love. And they have non-simulated sex.
the thing with the shaving. I forgot the name of that movie.
Requiem for a Dream was NC-17.
Wetlands.
Wetlands.
Wetlands was an NC.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
Blue is the Warmest Color. That came in 2013.
Was it
I
NC?
remember that. That was NC-17. American Pie was NC-17. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, a lot of places get really hard on those. But yeah, let's jump from Kevin Feige to the Russo brothers. Sticking with Captain America stuff. Infinity War, parts 1 and 2.
You're not a big fan of Russo's, are you? I remember you saying you didn't like Winter Soldier.
I thought it was disappointing.
You think it's more the direction or the story department? Or both?
A little bit of both.
What do you mean by direction?
Well, the Russo brothers, they're literally brothers who has a really big hand in action films. Like they're really big on the scope and the epicness of things like crashing and shit. They're like a cleaner version of Michael Bay.
Okay.
And so if Michael Bay like sat down and had some tea, that's the Russo brothers.
Chilled the fuck out.
I did that whole movie. I don't know. Either way,
It's a good
I'm
idea.
not going back to that. But
Let's screen a film.
Let's go on to the new. Let's move on to the new Civil War or Infinity War.
Right, yeah.
Adventures. Is this a Captain America?
Shiva War.
Shiva War.
The Infinity War.
That fucking TV
Let's think
spot, dude.
Avengers.
That is something beautiful for some reason.
Okay, there's a new TV spot that came out
In Japan.
that was like, I would expect Tony and fucking Cap to make out somewhere, like rekindle their long lost love. It was a pretty romantic trailer.
So Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Coming down the line. It's the next Avengers film, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's got a part 1 and a part 2.
gotcha.
Recently, with an interview with IO9, I believe, they asked them, is it going to be just like one story cut into 2 parts, kind of like Mockingjay or Harry Potter or any of the other
That's
films where it's just
right.
one story cut into 2 parts?
Yes and no, probably.
They said just because it's 2 movies doesn't mean it's a 2-part movie, and that the story is a continuation. I don't understand what they were trying to say.
I think what they're trying to say is that part 1 will have a kind of pseudo self-contained story, and so will part 2, but together they form
One giant movie.
one giant movie, but you can still watch them separately and not really miss anything, sort of.
But see, that goes against the fact that it's not an exact continuation.
I didn't say it was the continuation. It could just be, each one is kind of like a self-contained thing, but together it forms a stronger, more unified thing.
So is it like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? You had At World's End, and you had the other one, the one before it,
Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest. Like that it pulls another Matrix move where it was like, in a way, a cliffhanger.
It was a cliffhanger.
And you kind of you
were like-
have to watch the next movie to kind of
Yeah,
figure
they
out
were
what
like
happened.
gearing up and let's go save Jack.
So it's not gonna be like that at all, right? Like
No.
That was the one where he gets eaten by the octopus, right?
Yeah.
the Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's what they're saying they're not doing. I don't know why, but my whole thought is fucking Saw 4 and 5.
Every Saw actually. After one.
Well,
Yeah, technically every Saw had
But
a.
very specifically those 2 where it was
No,
kind of like
yeah.
they were
4 and
happening
5,
at the same time, but then one went off. And then
No, yeah,
he died,
he's-
and then he wasn't dead,
he's-
and then there was apprentices,
he's
and fuck that.
well, he was dead. He was dead at the end of 3. But 4 and 5 happened.
Wormholes.
Wormholes?
4 and 5 happened congruently, or whatever.
This is how you figure it out.
Quantum Goreborn?
There is a Saw timeline, string theory based timeline that explains everything.
There's too many lines here. I don't care.
You have an issue with Saw, you can take it up to the internet. You'll figure it
So,
out.
but
I shouldn't need to.
They're going to triple the amount of characters in Civil War.
Okay, is that many? We're like 8 or something in Civil War. So,
So we're
Wait,
down
what do you
to
mean, like
21.
triple? Oh, okay, I get it. Because
There's like 7 per side.
14
Really?
characters?
There's a lot of fucking characters in
Because
Civil War.
That makes sense though, right? You need opposing sides, and you need them to have like.
yeah,
But
yeah,
they're gonna triple the amount of heroes apparently for
Yeah.
Infinity Wars,
Okay,
which to me is just fucking bonkers.
I can understand that if they're gonna introduce several kind of major villains plus the obvious Thanos and all that jazz, and it's okay. All of excluding Guardians of the Galaxy, excluding that one, all of the other ones are just us doing bullshit on Earth. Okay, it's small, tiny, insignificant Earth compared to cosmic scale Marvel bullcrap. If you read
Humans,
comics,
We can't go a month without nearly killing ourselves.
exactly.
numerous
I
times.
mean, yeah. So
we don't need that.
if we're going to have
We don't.
Earth randomly invaded by whatever, it could be on a cosmic scale kind of thing. Because, yeah, I'm going to go with that. I mean, there's tons of stuff that could be happening in the film that we don't know about. It could have like an invasion of Nova Prime. It could have, the Collector being attacked, Asgard being attacked, because, not all of the
No,
gems...
he's going to go around fucking... Part 1 is Thanos' day out.
Yeah, so,
death on planets. He's fucking Galactus, basically.
As far as we know, he has, no gems right now?
No, he doesn't.
He does. He has all but one. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he has all of them. Shit, how do you get all of them?
Okay, well, in that photo...
That's the photo that last appeared.
What photo?
I think that was just a teaser, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna go with that one because technically,
you're right. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
just
That's true. That's true.
Because he was just putting on the gauntlet at the end of one movie. He's just like, I'm going to fucking...
So there wasn't no gems on there?
There weren't any gems in there.
I was confused. Then what that was for the teaser then?
Because all the movies have been about a gem at one point in time. So far.
And we have an idea of where most of
possibility of the
them...
gem.
Yeah, and we have an idea of where most
Guardians actually
of...
did have a gem in it.
We have an idea where most of those gems are, okay? Yeah. They're scattered across the universe. There's one on Earth. There's... one in Asgard, one on the Collector, and one on Nova Prime.
And one on Vision's face.
I said one on Earth.
Vision's face.
Oh, he's not going to last in the movie, is he?
He's going to take several hits to the face, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to take a couple.
Who has the
hits.
Tesseract?
Huh? What?
Asgard.
Negan's going to show up and say, hey, Vision, on your knees. Take out fucking Lucille and get that gem back.
Anyway, let's jump on this Marvel train because we're
Thank
running
you.
out of time because we've run on for quite a while.
We always do.
Well, we talked for Vulture for way too long because we bashed on Spider-Man.
I
And
blame
then
him.
we brought up Spider-Man again.
I
And
blame
then we
him.
bashed on that again. So let's go ahead and go to everybody goes to the Rapture.
Yay, it's coming out for PC. It was originally a PS4 exclusive. I have no idea what it's about. All I know is it's a PS4 exclusive, and it's really pretty.
What?
Okay, cool.
Oh,
It's
it's a walking simulator.
It's a walking simulator.
Don't-
Never mind, don't buy it.
Okay, cool.
It's $20. Don't
Yeah,
buy
don't
it.
buy it.
People probably like it. I don't know.
Some
pretty.
people like that shit. I'm not into it. Free DLC for Total War Warhammer.
Meh. I'm not into that super grand strategy.
Really?
I know.
Really?
It's coming from me. I
Calling him
know.
out.
Really? Yeah, because he's the one constantly pushing me to play which games?
Yes, they're grand strategy.
Which games?
Warhammer 40,000.
Well, no, I don't mind those.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm getting more mad about Civ.
That's a different kind of grand strategy. That's resource-based 4X.
Oh, that explains why I'm bored.
Yeah, I know.
I think you're bored because
That's mostly why.
Yeah, that too.
That's it.
I lose interest really fast.
That's why I try to stop pushing it, unless there's multiple of us, because then it's fun when it's real people, not
When it's
computers.
all of us and we're working together.
By the way, we should all play Civ. since
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
have Civ
We should
and
all
Civ.
need to play Civ one
We
day.
shut up, play Smite because the new event just uploaded.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
There's a
fine.
new
We'll
event.
do, we'll do Smite and then some Civ. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
We think we have a
Maybe a squeeze in a Vermintide.
22nd.
You gotta get Vermintide.
Maybe I have to wait to get paid.
God damn it. All right.
I'm fucking tired, Blue Man.
Yeah, I forgot.
Right.
So what happened? Did it just blow poof? Or...
And the last thing, and it's a bit of a thing. Everyone's in a tiff about it. Blizzard shut down a legacy server, an independent legacy server for Warhammer Vanilla called I can't pronounce it.
Nosferatu?
Nostarius.
There you go. Yeah.
Nostarius, which was the biggest vanilla server, over 150,000 active accounts. And it was vanilla.
Say earlier.
Yeah.
Like, not even just because of who said it, but
Yeah.
like the only reason this is news is because John Trump issued it.
Yeah, that too.
Because I have played on many private servers. I'm currently running game MMO servers, and they get shut down. And then you go fuck. You just lost like half a year's worth of stuff for a few months, depending on how long it was up. And then you go fuck it, whatever. You don't play it for a month, but then you get the itch again, and you find another one, and you go back and you play that one.
Oh yeah.
And you continue that cycle for multiple years.
Abuse.
Until you eventually end up on the real server for no reason, and then go up because you didn't like the way the game ended.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I this is all dumb to me.
It's not really a thing, but at the same time, people are making it a thing.
And people are making it a thing only because of the person involved.
Yeah.
For me, like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
I didn't know if I had to address it or not. Yeah.
I can understand where he's coming from, but
Yeah.
I sympathize. That's it.
Like yeah, I sympathize. Like I understand. Like
Yeah.
it always sucked. Like when they fucking put their servers
And
put
you know,
backups on the server and the server crashed and you lose all your fucking
rollbacks were the worst. 2 months.
yeah.
2 months rollback.
And then you'd be like fuck it, and then you stop playing for a while.
A little bit.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Especially losing everything. That sucks a lot. But
Definitely.
He
he brings up a few interesting points that Blizzard could have possibly, but then again, Blizzard has.
They don't need to.
Yeah.
He also brought that up. They really don't need to. They have nothing invested in.
Yeah, but it would have been cool of them, which I kind of agree with. But
It's resources and stuff. I mean, there's many people that probably do it versus the resources to keep it up. However they were.
The server itself was not funded, but it was done completely free. It wasn't trying to make money. Not that I'm trying to defend it or anything.
No, but still, someone had to fund it. It's a server.
Yeah, probably by its own people that were running it.
Yeah,
they weren't asking for money. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's the end of the episode.
Oh, no.
This is fucking.
You didn't put it on the drive again, did you?
No, I didn't get to it. Hey, last week it was him.
I didn't put mine on the drive. You're right, but I did have mine.
I have mine. It's really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's a few.
I would have sped it up because I was like, oh, we're nearing the end. This finally had 3 little stories.
If I can't even remember my stories, then they weren't even worth remembering.
Anyway, so Games Workshop's got a few more last chance items for old races for fantasy. You got High Elves, Empire, Wood Elves, Dwarves, and Bretonnia. They've got at least 3 items each, and once they're gone off the main site, they're gone for good. They will be out of print. So then you have to hunt them on eBay. High Elves, Empire, Wood Elves, Dwarves, and Bretonnia. All of them will be probably, redone, replaced with a newer version. It's probably a nicer kit and all that jazz. But if you want some of the older models, for those specifically, there is a section known as Last Chance. You go and you click it, and there you go.
The real question, if I order from them, will I get Pogs?
More Pogs?
No Pogs, okay.
We made Pogs physically.
I have a Pog that I made.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I saw porn out of that.
I'll show you once we're done.
Anyway, there's going to be in a upcoming White Dwarf, a large article about the new version of the orcs for Age of Sigmar.
Cool.
Known as the Green Horde. They look pretty awesome. There's the Ironjaw War Clan that is shown off, and it also shows off a few of the war scrolls for them. So, there you go. They look nice. They're orcs. And it's been confirmed now that there is going to be a Imperial Knight versus Imperial Knight semi-standalone game from Games Workshop, which will come out as a set of 2 Imperial Knights. One of them will be a where'd it go? Battle of the Frack.
Battle of the Frack?
Battle of the Frack. I'd watch that. Maybe.
Battle of the Frack. Sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Oh, those are Titan class, right?
About Stargate?
Kind of like small Titan class. They're not officially Titans. They're considered super heavy walker characters. It's weird.
80.
They're at least 5 times as big as the regular.
No, yeah, they're maybe 2 inches smaller than the smallest Titan. They are okay. They are Titan class for Games Workshop. For Games Workshop. But they're not Titan class for Forge World.
Oh yeah. I meant the figure itself.
Yeah, fig itself and rules for 40K. Yeah, they are basically baby Titans. Yeah. Smallest Titans you can get out here. Okay, well anyway, the set is going to have 2 of those. Each one with kind of pseudo-specific weapons, and they all kind of come in the generic sheet. So you can slightly customize them, magnetize them up. And you will also get a piece of terrain known as the Sanctum Imperialis, which is like a half-ruined temple. And it will have, some game components, some data sheets, and rules to play one of them as a evil one, as a renegade. So technically chaos, and it will also include the detachment to have that one to be an ally for Chaos Space Marines or Chaos Demons.
Booyah.
as well as some 8 pages to play them in standard 40K,
Oh yeah,
all that jazz. It will be retailing
for a large
at
price.
$195
That's
US.
what I thought.
That's retail $195. But if you're buying each of those separately currently, it's like $130-ish, $135.
So you save like $10.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're planning on getting it anyways and you don't have it, I guess. But I mean,
It's not bad. But again, if you want to get it at the best price, find somewhere that sells it at a discount. So,
does it come with the Space Wolves one?
The Space Wolf one, those look cool.
no, the Space Wolves one
Is that a custom?
is a upgrade kit from Forge World.
Okay.
Yeah, to get
I was like,
the
that looks cool.
wolf and the extra long claw.
Cloth. Yeah. All right.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice.
It's really cool.
So that's basically it, I think. Oh, plan to come out 23rd of this month, I believe. At least that's what it claims.
What is happening on the 23rd of this month? Is it record day? No, it's the 16th.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, my picture goes through before that.
I mean, I can tell you what they're
Either
equipped with, but that's not going to make any real difference.
No, that sounds kind of cool. I'm not gonna get into that. It's fucking
I mean, it's
way more expensive than I want.
It's nice because it's similar to Titanicus Imperialis, the really old game that they came out years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I'd still have to finish my own troops though before going into that shit.
Yeah, get them from my place.
Yeah. But yeah, like other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Uh,
It looks. They always have interesting things. It's very pricey.
no, I understand.
It's very
So
pricey.
It's really hard to get into.
When are people starting to like 3D print their own shit? Like, can't
There has been people, but if you try to like sell
That.
files online,
Give them free.
yeah, but I mean,
Even if you
they've
give it
also-
away for free, they'll still give you a takedown notice.
Yeah, usually. It's a bit hard to find ones. The ones you do find sometimes are just horrendous because it makes it look misfigured, basically. But I've seen also really good ones for kind of older, extinct style games. So, like, I've seen some for Battlefleet Gothic or for Gorka Morka and... What's that one that game? Necromunda. There you go. That one with gangers.
3D printing isn't exactly super difficult. It's more the 3D scanning you'd have to deal with, and then
It'd be really hard to get the
that's
detail
from,
you
Guild
want
Force 9.
from a fig like that.
I mean, that's full.
I mean, depending on the 3D printer you have
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
filament.
models.
Like if you have a high end, but then at that point it's basically
Might as well just
you
buy
might as well just buy them. Like really, I think the reason people don't 3D print it is because they don't have 3D printers at home.
But they are becoming cheaper and cheaper.
Right,
I mean, I think
$300?
the $325.
Even you're not going to get that kind of detail on a 300.
Yeah. I'm
Because
not saying you
they-
can't.
they're very specific.
It all
Need a
kind of
couple
depends. It all kind of depends on the scale as well. Like the bigger it is, the more detail you can kind of work in. But if you're going for the smaller scale, like it's less than X-wing scale, it's a little hard there.
Yeah, and the main reason it again, this all depends on your level of 3D printing, and then like at a certain point, if you have access to this,
I mean,
$multi-thousand
you can do it. Totally.
3D printer and like the best film in the world, you could probably do it. But at that point, you would have to have that 3D printer for something else. That's really the only reason people want to do it.
Or have a place that has it.
And even then, like, not every place is going to be like this.
Yeah, that's true.
And even we have to pay for what we use. So,
Well, that's true.
like,
But I mean, I'm
Or
not.
bring your own filament.
yeah,
Yeah, I could do that.
I think we still have to pay now for time.
Really?
That's
I
like,
think. I don't know.
okay.
No, was it they changed one of them? I don't remember. I forget. They change shit here all the time.
The laser cutter?
Yeah, the laser.
You had to pay for time?
Laser time.
It's important time.
Alright, well, that's gonna be the end of this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, as always.
I think it was okay.
I'm going to have to cut you off there real quick. Breaking news. WonderCon 2016 is happening right now as we speak. Tom Holland, the actor of Spider-Man, officially unveiled the official title, Spider-Man Homecoming.
with a little Spider-Man face where the O is supposed to be. That's official now. Spider-Man Homecoming is the title of the new film.
Captain does not like that.
Is that the actual like?
That is the actual logo. Like, pass it around.
That is.
It looks like a 60s cartoon.
Yeah, I was just saying, it looks like the fucking cartoon logo.
It's not bad.
It's more the Homecoming.
It is quite cartoony.
Oh, you don't like the Homecoming?
I don't like all of it, but especially the Homecoming.
Well, they got to distinguish themselves from the first Spider-Man logo, the second Spider-Man logo.
So they just went back to the 60s. Well, they went back to the when did the first Spider-Man comic come out?
64?
So they went back to the 60s with the costume, and now they're going back to the 80s-ish or 90s-ish with the
1960s.
the fucking logo. Spider-Man.
63.
Spider-Man.
Does whatever a Spider-Man
Can he swing from above? I forgot that.
But yeah. So
Okay.
here's what people now. So now that we officially know what the title is, last bit of news before we end.
Finally.
People are combing through to see why the Homecoming title. Is it because Marvel is all cheery about come home? You know, you're back with us.
No, it's because he's in fucking high school, okay?
Homecoming or Amazing Spider-Man issue number 252, also titled Homecoming, has two unique things.
Okay, go.
He returned, I think, after hiatus, and the fact that this introduces the symbiote in the Spider-Man storyline, which kind of coincides with Sony's plans of making a Venom franchise. There's your link.
So
tenuous at best.
This is all rampant speculation, by the way. I see
Yeah.
the gears literally turning in fucking Dante right now.
I will point out, like 95% of our show is rampant speculation.
This is
But it
more
makes
rampant
sense.
because this is off the fucking cuff.
Rampant speculation and opinion. That's 95% of a show. 5% may be fact.
Well, this is Don's rampant speculation.
That's 100%.
I'm usually right.
His
I'm
entire
usually right.
section is nothing but rampant speculation. Sometimes opinion.
Am I
Either
talking
way.
head now? Am I talking
We're
head on
all
TV?
talking heads.
Hey, but that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah,
Alright.
so as always, your hosts have been Berta Dizzy.
I'm RP.
Captain.
I'm DG.
And I'm Don Cabron.
And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagrams,
Graham
SoundCloud.
Crackers.
Please follow us on SoundCloud. It
YouTube.
boosts us up in the rating.
I think SoundCloud just got a new mobile app, so that might be useful.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
definitely.
There you go.
And
YouTube.
like us on our YouTube. We have a YouTube page. We have a few episodes up. This one hopefully will be up a little bit after this audio because the audio should go up way faster.
Yeah.
Video always takes a bit longer. And again, sorry for the lack of face. We'll get you a face next time.
It took like 2 hours at my house.
Face.
The SoundCloud.
Faces.
Faces.
Because we got faces for the first 3. Lost it. No, first 4. Lost it for the last
Two.
2 now.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have it for the next one.
We're on a trend here.
Yeah, again, we rent a lot of our equipment because this is not our real job.
Patreon.
We have real jobs.
We don't have a Patreon yet, but when we do, please give us money.
It'll be a waste of space.
In the meantime,
We might, we haven't ruled it out, but for right now, we're just trying to get people to like us on our stuff. Follow us. We will be a
LinkedIn.
lot more active
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
since we technically could put this on our LinkedIn as a
Is a spot?
professional venture.
Yeah, sure.
producer. I would put myself as producer. And
Someone's gonna pick us up. Producer, you say? Come on over. I want you to work for our company. What's it called? New Line Cinema.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll fit in just fine.
Look, I'll believe that if it's from Miramax.
In the meantime, check out our next episode, B.D.O. Homecoming, coming to a radio near you.
Well,
anyone
we're
come
actually
back to
coming
his
to
house?
your home. Like,
yeah,
Right now.
we're stalking you.
Home invasion.
Fuck you, Michael. I know where you live.
He's over eating cereal. He goes, shit. Just drop his
Podcast is coming from